Soak it in, everybody. Soak it in because the Seattle Mariners have clinched a playoff spot. They are back in the dance for just the second time since 2001 and for the first time since 2022. Celebrate it. Enjoy it. The Mariners are in. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. The playoffs have happened. The American League West magic number is down to 1, meaning one more win or one more Houston loss. Let's make it a Mariners win. Gets the division clinched. And the bye magic number is now down to 2. Before I go any further, as always, you can like the video. Let's celebrate. Hit the like button. Comment your thoughts on the team in the postseason clinch down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new or lurking to the channel. We are going to have a ton of fun here. Channel members, I've got some stuff for you guys coming up this week, along with a contest to finish out the season. I'll announce that probably tomorrow or the next day. For everybody, we will go live. I'm going to do a live stream when the division is clinched. So maybe they're a little hungover tomorrow. I don't know. So I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow, but it'll probably happen here very soon. It could happen tomorrow, actually, even if they don't win. We will definitely be live for that. We'll hang out. We'll celebrate. Maybe we'll pop open a couple brewskis. If I can do that on here, I have no idea, but we'll do it. I'll just demonetize the video. I don't care. And we'll celebrate together. Playoffs are going to be a blast. I'm going to try to be live for a few games, not every game. Maybe even have the missus try to record me during games just to kind of see my reaction. We may be live with me celebrating. So we're going to have some fun stuff, guys and gals, for the playoffs. So just be ready and enjoy. I wanted to wait to come on because I want everybody to be able to watch the celebration, because that's what it's all about right there. These guys have worked so hard all off season long, into spring training, into the regular season, all the ups and downs that we've been through together, all the ups and downs that those guys have been through, and they're in. Nobody can take that away. No matter what, they are in the tournament, and they are going to have a chance to win a World Series. That's all it is. That's what getting in means. And it's the first goal, right? I've always said we will celebrate when they get in the playoffs, because that's what you got to do first. Now, the American League West is right there. You know, I'd be very, very shocked if that's not happening tomorrow or the next day. And then it's getting that bye and sitting back and watching the wild card round stress-free before we start, our baseball. Thank you to everybody, in the channel, all the comments throughout the year. We got a long way to go here. This is far from over. In fact, I'd say the season's just beginning. But thank you to everybody for all your support. I know they're in the clubhouse celebrating right now, rightfully as they should be. I feel like we're kind of, we'd have our own clubhouse, all of us celebrating together, popping open champagne, smoking some stogies, double fisting some Miller Lights, whatever it is that they're doing in the clubhouse. I feel like we're kind of doing that together, as the team is doing it. And it's been a journey. And, like I said, all the ups and downs, right? All the moments where we didn't think it would happen. And I felt like I was pretty optimistic through it. I always kind of thought they'd still get in because they were better. I just thought they were better than the teams behind them. But man, I mean, they're 15-1 in their last 16. If the Mariners were 11-5 in that stretch, they might be on the outside looking in. I mean, they have needed every bit of it. And I got to shout out Mrs. Trident. She made a great point. They earned it, right? This was nothing like, the Mariners went 7-10 and everybody else just lost. That would have been fine. We would take it, right? You got to get in the dance. But they went out and they earned it. That just makes us feel better, right? Because I think that was kind of the frustration for a little bit. I think we all kind of thought, like, if we had to make that call, I think we all kind of thought they'd get in, even when they were struggling on those road trips and everything. But it just didn't feel great, right? Because they weren't playing good baseball. It's kind of like, well, if they go, I even think I said, like, they go 10-10 down the stretch, they should get in. 10-10, we'd be eliminated by now if they went 10-10. So she really hit the nail on the head that they have earned this. They have come out and won it. And it feels so much better. And the party is just getting started. Funny enough, this actually was shaping up to be an incredibly frustrating game. And when these games are happening, I kind of write my post-game narrative in my head. The Mariners have turned the tables on that a ton this year. But I kind of go, okay, what am I going to talk about? When they were down 3-1, I saw Houston was losing. And I was just going to say, breathe, right? Like, this was a game that, coming off the high of that Houston series, day off yesterday, just felt like it might be kind of a game that they would lose, and even as bad as the Rockies are, like, it's still a Major League Baseball team, right? Like, those are still Major League Baseball players. They can beat you. Even the worst teams find wins in places. So I was going to kind of throw it away, but then the 8th inning happens. How good is Josh Naylor? What an acquisition. I saw a thread. I don't know if it was on like Bookface or Bookface, Facebook or something. I'm rarely on there, but I saw something and it was like, best deadline acquisitions. Maybe it was Twitter. I don't remember. And like nobody said Josh Naylor in the responses. I'm like, are you kidding me? And listen, I'm not watching every other team. I watch a lot of baseball, but find me anybody that has had a bigger impact on their team than Josh Naylor since the deadline. And it just, you had the feeling when he came up to bat, he is built for these moments. Josh Naylor, he's just built for postseason baseball. You just look at him and go, that's a guy that comes through when the moment is its biggest. There's certain guys, right? I'm not saying other guys on this team aren't at all. That's not what I'm saying. But something about Josh Naylor, there's just, I don't know, it just has that look to him, like in his eyes. I don't know, or in fact, he's a damn good baseball player. He is built for that moment, and he comes through with the bases clearing double. The crowd was electric, especially for a game that was kind of a dud up until that point. And then Munoz locks it down. There was no way Munoz was letting that game get away with those stakes. And I'm glad they celebrated. I know, Ryan Roland Smith and they're talking about what kind of celebration we were going to get, 50% all in. I definitely say it wasn't 100%. I would say they're like 75, 80%, but they got in. They deserve it, right? Like that's the goal when you set out. The first goal is let's make the playoffs. And they did that tonight. That is a huge, huge accomplishment, especially over 162, especially with the win, especially winning 15 out of 16. They absolutely deserved it. And it's funny, I didn't even realize a couple of people left comments the other day, thank you. And then I finally saw it. I think Alex Mayer tweeted it out. What the scenario was for tonight with the Mariners winning and the Yankees winning, that clinched a spot. Essentially what it was is because Detroit plays Cleveland, then Detroit plays Boston. There's only so many wins that can come out of that. And since the Mariners have the tiebreaker, I think over all three, that there was no way for them to pass the Mariners. And then with the Yankees winning, that prevented the Yankees from being in that tiebreaker at like 87 wins or something, or 88, where that could have knocked the Mariners out. So that's essentially how this came to be, with the Mariners clinching a playoff berth. And now it's simple. Go out, win tomorrow. It might be a little hungover, might not matter against the Rockies, who knows? But because the pitchers the Rockies are throwing the next 2 days have the worst StatCast page I've ever seen in my life. I will say this. Oh my gosh, I'm on a high from this game too. McCade Brown threw the ball well for the Rockies tonight. He was good. That was not, I know as we're going through that, we're frustrated watching that game. He was good. His slider was starting middle of the plate and just diving out of the zone. He threw a couple really good changeups. And then his fastball was 95 to 97, and he was just painting it or blowing it by people. Sometimes you tip your cap, and the Mariners have been good enough. I was kind of surprised on social media seeing people just so frustrated. I'm like, this guy's pitching well. I don't know what to say. I mean, and he's a legit prospect. His minor league numbers are pretty solid. He's been rough in the big league so far. So it just takes a while to figure it out, right? I almost, he had a higher walk rate than strikeout rate. I think it's just his stuff dancing all over the place. He dialed it in today and threw the ball well. And then the Rockies bullpen has actually got some dudes. Hill looked good. Herjit is always tough. Mejia's got electric stuff, even though struggled a bit with command. And Vodnik is decent as well. So, the Rockies don't swing the bats very well, lowest WRC plus in baseball, and their starters aren't good. And again, Brown hasn't been good this year. But I don't know. I'm tipping my cap. I thought he threw the ball. I thought it was just a matter of him throwing the ball really well. Tonight, the Mariners still found a way. I mean, the cardiac kids, they can beat you so many different ways, and they still found a way to get this one done tonight and clinch that playoff berth. It's just incredible. I mean, this is only 95, 97, 2000, 2001, 22, sixth time in franchise history that this team has made the postseason. If you're a little bit older like me, you've been through the wars with this team, right? And this is, by the way, I'm not trying to make a point about new fans or old fans. Everybody that's been a fan of this team, new or old, deserves to celebrate this. But, for the younger fans, maybe, please enjoy it. because it is not common. It's not. And I'm hoping this is the start of a dynasty, right? I really do. I do absolutely believe this can be the best team in baseball and win a World Series this year. This team has, I mean, depending on who you listen to, but minimum a top 3 to 5 farm system in baseball. I think that, listen, I've been a Jerry defender in the past. I've also kind of said after last year that it was maybe time to move on, not getting the team over the hump. Well, he's done it. Jerry and Justin have gotten this team over the hump. Now, there's work to be done in the playoffs. We are now at a point now where it's like, it's not just good enough to get in. But I mean, they've put together an outstanding roster here with reinforcements. Now, farm systems don't always pan out. I don't want to turn this into like a Jerry. I'm not trying to start a Jerry debate or anything like that. I'm just saying that, like, he deserves credit, right? This is him. We can be critical of Dan. There's rightful things to be critical of, but Dan deserves credit. A manager or coach's job is to make sure guys are bought in, ready to show up every day, ready to fight. There's in-game stuff, right, that matters. But the most part is the team bought in? Are you seeing improvements from players? Cal Raleigh takes the amazing step forward this year. Dom Canzone's development. I'm not saying that's all Dan Wilson, but like, the coaching staff deserves credit. If we're going to be tough on them for the negatives, they deserve credit on the positives 100%. So again, I'm kind of all over the place. This is like, I mean, we're going to break down the game. I will here, but like I said, if you're an older fan like me, I mean, I remember 2004, sitting in the Oakland Coliseum, celebrating Bobby Madrich through a complete game. Mariners won, I think, their 61st game of the year. And you somewhere maybe on TV, you can find that game where I'm in there cheering. A 61-win Mariners team. I'm pouring my heart into it. This is not a rant that I'm better than anybody. I'm talking about fans like that watch those teams, that sat through 162, that watched the 2008 team, with who knows who was on that team, like guys like Greg Norton and the corpse of Jose Vidro playing for this team, and Cesar Jimenez coming out of the bullpen. And you sat there in September and you watched Mariners baseball, or you went to the ballpark and still cheered for them. 2010, trying to watch that offense, watching a team that hit 101 home runs all season, that you cheered them on, that you rooted for them, that you supported them, that you still at 55 and 87 wanted to see them win a ball game, because it's more fun to watch your team win a ball game than to watch them lose. For all those people, soak it in. And like I said, for the newer fans, just enjoy it. Like I said the same thing to like Seahawks fans in 2013. Like it doesn't happen every year. It's special. It is. And listen, there's work to be done still. They have not clinched the AL West. I will say this, as they were losing this game, and Houston, I think, was tied with the A's. I'm sitting there going, man, maybe I was a little too quick to say they're going to win the AL West in my last video. I'm like, that's all we need. Like, great, the Rockies are going to come in here and have the surprise sweep of the season. Houston's going to sweep the A's, because, of course, we're going to be sitting here like, oh, man, I'm going to have to eat some serious crow in my videos now. But thankfully, I think we're safe at this point. Again, still one more. Now, the magic number for the bye can only go down tomorrow from the Mariners, because now Cleveland and Detroit are tied. So no matter who wins that game, that will not drop that magic number. But if the Mariners win, obviously that will drop it. So if the Mariners win tomorrow, AL West is clinched, and the bye magic number will be one. What you want to get, Brian Woo's not going to go Thursday. It's the right call. Maybe if you have a chance, you get him 2-3 innings against the Dodgers just to keep them a little fresh. But we'll worry about that one again. So let's go through the box score today. I just want to be clear. When I go through the box score, I'm going to break down the game. So if I'm not like super glowing, like this was not the Mariners' prettiest game of the season, just from like a pure, Rockies versus Mariners. It's what the game led to. So just bear with me on this. Bryce Miller, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Thought Bryce was all right. Not amazing. Again, this is the Rockies offense that last in OBP, last in WRC plus. Their slugging's okay, but some of that can come from Coors Field. They've got some dudes like Moniak's having a decent year. Hunter Goodman is a really, really good player. Krim has been good. Beck has been solid. Tovar and Doyle are capable. So it is like by the numbers, the worst offense in baseball. But I mean, they've got some guys. Again, I thought Bryce was fine. And listen, those final 2 earned runs were on a little bloop hit from Tovar with Bizzardo coming in. It happens. And the first run was on a Beck double that was hit at 79. And then Karros, I think his son of Eric Karros, right, just puts one back up the middle, essentially an infield hit. Tough to judge, right? Because, again, we're just looking for the result. Once the Yankees won, you're like, okay, just get in. So I didn't, break it down too much, but I thought Bryce was fine. Bizzardo only threw the third of an inning. Vargas with a solid inning with the strikeout. Spire strikes out the side in the 8th. And then Munoz finishes it off with the 2 strikeouts in the 9th inning for his 38th save. Spire gets the win. The bullpen was great again. It's been great all month for sure. So really good to see from the guys in the bullpen. Offensively, it was a struggle. Mariners actually struck out 16 times today. Again, those Rockies bullpen arms, their top guys aren't bad. Listen, I know that team's last in ERA. I'm assuming that bullpen ERA is high, bloated from some middle relief guys that aren't very good. But their back end is not awful. There was even some guys at the trade deadline. I'm like, wouldn't mind getting my hands on a couple of them. And again, McCade Brown threw the ball well. I thought so. I don't think it was anything with a hangover for the Mariners from the Astros series. Maybe a little bit, but, I don't know. I thought Brown looked good. Randy was 0 for 4. Cal 0 for 3. Julio was 0 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch, which ended up being a big hit by pitch. So Julio on base twice. Josh Naylor steps up 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, included the bases loaded double to win. He also had the first hit for the Mariners. Polanco 0 for 3 with the walk. Gino was 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts. Gino was just not seeing the ball well from Brown at all. How about Dom? 1 for 3. The power coming back a little bit for Dom. That's number 11 for Dom Canzone this year. What a breakout for Dom. Dom has quietly been a huge, huge part of the Mariners' success. Maybe not quietly, but I mean, when you got Dom Canzone with his 838 OPS batting 7th, lineup's tough. Robles was 0 for 2. Luke Raley pinch hits. He gets on base. He gets hit by a pitch. He starts the rally in the 8th. So good to see Luke getting to contribute to be a part of it. JP was 0 for 1, but did walk twice in the big walk in that 8th inning. The ump was awful. Who was the ump today in this game? He was bad. Adam Beck. He was not good. His zone was all over the place a little bit for sure. So listen, box score wise, Mariners 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. This was not their it was a pretty win because of how it finished with. And listen, you know what? When you clinch a game, there's always going to be some drama, right? The Yankees needed a walk-off to beat the White Sox. They were the second worst team record-wise in baseball. And the Mariners essentially needed a walk-off to beat the Rockies. Sometimes when you're playing those big games, maybe, and I know I said it wasn't a hangover from Houston, but maybe they just got ahead of themselves a little bit, and just kind of pushed a little too much or not pushed too much, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. They won the damn game. Who cares? But that 8th inning was incredible. And then like I said, you knew Munoz was going to end in the 9th. Like I said, they win the AL West tomorrow. We'll go live. We'll hang out. We'll talk for a little bit. We'll celebrate. I'll crack open a brewski. Again, if I'm allowed. I have no idea what YouTube's. I mean, we'll say we're reviewing the beer or something like that. It'll be some cheap Busch Light or something like that. But we'll have fun with it. We'll celebrate. And you know what? And if it's because Houston loses, who gives a what, right? The Mariners have earned it. They're 15-1 in their last 16 games, right? So I don't, listen, I want them to win to celebrate it. But if they don't, I don't know, too bad. I guess the other team should have won more games. Not my problem. Not the Mariners' problem. Let's gear up. Let's finish this. Let's maybe go into that Dodgers series, get Cal, 3 days to DH. We'll do playoff previews, by the way. Once that's happening, we'll look at the wild card series. I won't just go away for that week. I'll probably look at the AL series. We'll look at the bracket. What matchups do we think favor the Mariners? What matchups are going to be the toughest for the Mariners? So we'll go through all of that. It'll be a blast. So the party's just getting started. The season just beginning essentially for all of us here. Enjoy the win. Crack open some champagne if you got it. You know what? Hold off till tomorrow. Let's get the AL West first. This is fun, but work to be done. Enjoy it, everybody. Thank you all again for all the support all season. I'm happy for all of you. Honestly, first thing I thought about was man, the comment section is going to be fire tonight when they won that game, and that's It's awesome. I love reading all of it. I apologize if I haven't got to like every comment, giving it a thumbs up or whatnot. I'm getting so many of them now, it's just hard to keep up. I'm just kind of letting them go. Occasionally, if I see something like, oh yeah, I got to hit that, like I'll do it. So nothing personal. If I haven't hit the heart button on your comment, don't think I'm like ignoring it or anything. It's just, there's so many of them coming in now that I'm having more trouble keep up with it. So like, comment, subscribe. Season is just starting. The Mariners are in the playoffs. Peace.